Hi, this is Alexandra Mason from Mason Design Build. Today on the channel, we are going to be talking about beginners patterns. We initially talked about how to work with knits, but I realized that when you're a beginner, you have a lot of questions as to how to work with beginners patterns. How do you choose a pattern? So I thought that we would go ahead and look at a couple of patterns that I've always felt that are great for beginners when you're starting out. So without further ado, one of the first patterns that I love is the Coco by Tilly and the Buttons. They are out in the UK, but they have some wonderful patterns, and these are available in PDF download through their website. But I do love a printed pattern just because you get to see a little bit more of the technical drawings, you get to see the body measurements, and plus you also get to see a little bit more of the designer versus the PDF download, which are great. I'm not going to knock them, but I definitely do love a good printed pattern. And for this pattern, the instructions are, they're in color, they have pictures, they are absolutely beautiful. So this is a great pattern, and it is a top with a funnel neckline, and you can make it into a top, you can make it into a dress. It is for knits, and we do have a video on our channel for knits. I'm going to link that above. But it's a great pattern for a beginner. It's simple. And the nice thing about beginner patterns is you definitely want to make sure that you do something that you can, it's quick to sew, it's easy to sew, and that you can get a little bit of instant gratification afterwards when your pattern is done. So next one on the list is by Classic Case Patterns, the Cielo dress and top, another great pattern. What I love about this pattern is loose fitting. You still have to fit in and make sure that the bust darts hit you in the correct location, but you get pockets for the dress. You also have larger sleeves if you wanted to just make it into a top, and you can interchange the sleeves into longer or shorter. Love this pattern. Again, the printed copy is absolutely beautiful. You can download this through Classic Case Patterns. Actually, they changed their name to Classic Core Patterns, and but you can download this pattern through their website as a PDF, or you can go ahead and get the printed version. I love printed patterns. I absolutely do. It's kind of like a nice little treat when you get to see the designer's entire look and technical drawings and all that stuff. So definitely a good one that I recommend. You can make this pattern in linen, you can make this pattern in cotton, you can make this pattern in rayon. Absolutely love this pattern. I've made it, and I will be making it again a couple of times this summer, especially this dress that I can just wear it with a pair of canvas shoes and or sandals and just go out the door. Great pattern. Another pattern by Tilly and the Buttons. It is the Stevie, and this is a dress. It's award-winning. It's really easy to follow, just like with the Coco dress. Tilly and the Buttons has great instructions. They're in color. They go really slow. They're wonderful. This pattern, you can make it in linen, you can make it in gauze. Again, it's loose fitting, so it's a little bit easier for you to fit it to your body. And then also it has a yoke, and you can put in a little button loop, or you can tie it. So definitely great pattern, and I definitely recommend this. So now the next couple of patterns that I'm going to talk about are going to be from the big four companies. The big four are McCalls, Vogue, Simplicity, and Butterick. They've been around forever, and they actually have some great patterns. First one being the Learn to Sew series. They have Learn to Sew from 1, 2, and 3. And they have some great patterns on their website. So I definitely encourage you to go check these out. And then keep your eye out for sales. They have some great sales throughout the year, throughout the months. Usually tend to happen over the weekends. And you have to go to your fabric stores, namely sometimes Joann's or Hobby Lobby or Walmart. And they have some great sales, and they have the patterns for a pretty discounted amount. So I definitely would encourage you to go check out these patterns too. The nice thing about the Learn to Sew patterns is their instructions come with a little bit more detail, and especially if you're a beginner, that's great. This pattern is called Astrid McCalls as M8112, and it is a top. But you can make this top in a long sleeve, in a short sleeve. It's got different types of bands for cuffs. You can make it in sequins, which I would kind of tell you right now to hold off in using sequin fabric, but you can definitely use this in knits. So a great pattern, really easy to use and very quick to make. And it comes in small to XXL, so definitely great pattern. Check it out. It is on their website. You can download it as a PDF, or you can get a printed pattern. I stated my case about printed patterns. Absolutely love them. Another great pattern from McCalls is McCalls 7531. I actually just did a video for this, and I need to upload this. So this pattern is a little bit more fitted. It's knits, but knits more fitted into like your body versus something that's really tight. But it's a dress that you pull over your head. There's no zippers, there's no buttons. All you need is a knit. And this pattern has 3 pieces. You can't beat that. It's really quick and easy to sew. And these patterns walk you through a couple of extra steps. Like for example, in this pattern, you'll learn how to do a sleeve. And then also View D has a slit. So if you don't know how to sew a slit, this is a great pattern to use for that. Again, it's available on their website as a PDF download or as a printed pattern. Next pattern that I wanted to talk about is McCall's 8058. It's a similar pattern to this McCall 7531 that we just talked about. But the nice thing about this pattern is that it has a different neckline, a V-shaped neckline, and that is great. You have a ton of different views with long sleeve, with short sleeves, scoop neck, V-neck. So definitely a great pattern. It has 6 pieces, and it's rated easy to sew. So definitely a great pattern to have in your arsenal. Let's say if perhaps you want to make yourself a black knit dress and a V-neck with long sleeves. Style it with a great pair of heels and a beautiful necklace, some jewelry, and you are ready to go on a night out on the town. So definitely these 2 patterns are absolutely wonderful. And you also, this pattern does not have a neckband, but this pattern does, which I think it's a great thing that for you to learn, especially with knits, as you continue working and learning how to sew. It just dresses up your garment a little bit more than just folding the neckline onto itself and stitching. So again, both great patterns. This is the Isabel McCalls, and it's M8058. And then one last pattern, again, it's from the Learn to Sew McCalls line. It's called Jill McCalls. It is a skirt, which is absolutely fantastic and wonderful. And the nice thing about this pattern is it has a faced waistline. It comes in a short skirt, a long skirt, something a little bit more fitted or something a little bit more loose. But the nice thing about this pattern is it starts walking you through invisible zippers. It has a great illustrations inside. Again, it comes in a couple of different options. Is uses, for an XL, it uses 1.5 yards. or a yard and 5/8 if it's a 45-inch bolt, but at least two yards could get you a nice short skirt for you to make. It's quick and easy, and again, you learn how to insert zippers and a hook and eye. So again, a couple of great patterns for you to try out. Definitely try out these McCalls Learn to Sew patterns. They are listed, rated by levels on the McCalls website. And they are great because they definitely give you a little bit more information. They kind of slow things down, really go into detail in the drawing. So I definitely love these patterns if you are starting out. Plus, they're a little bit more inexpensive than, let's say, an indie pattern. But again, indie patterns are great in itself too. If you like this video, please go ahead and give it a thumbs up and subscribe and ring the bell. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you soon.